Hey, how's it going, Tavon? How have you been? Yeah, you actually haven't been around in a minute. A while. Wait, is my audio coming through? Hopefully it is. Let me check. Let's see, is it coming through? Yes. Alright. Cool. You've been getting your butt kicked lately? Have you been sick? 'Cause that's understandable. It'd be like that. Someone played you? You're not talking about someone who's supposed to be your significant other, are you? Or are you talking about someone else? You're 12K in debt. Jeez. From doing what? I mean, I guess we can talk about that off stream. But, wow, it's crazy, man. What the heck happened? I mean, again, like I want to know, but it's like, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, it got that crazy? Jeez. Sorry to hear that, man. What the heck? So a lot of stuff must have happened in like the last, I would say, month or two for you. Cause like, yeah, I remember we were talking. I remember you came through, we hung out for a little bit, we talked for a little bit. And I remember you said you were about to go on vacation. She has you on eviction moratorium. How? She doesn't live here though anymore, right? Yeah, that's odd. And has been pocketing your checks while the debt piles up. She doesn't have to do that in person. That's crazy. Oh, because do you guys have a joint account, I assume? That's like, I can understand how that's possible then. That's crazy though. Weird. How can she get away with doing something like that? It's like, what can you even do about that? And that's how she, well, I guess she activated something, because it felt like you were doing okay, or it seemed like you were doing okay for a bit. But I don't know. As far as like your rent and everything goes, it didn't seem like that was something you were too busy or worried about or anything. And they've been selling my mail this whole time. Craziest part is my landlord was probably in on it. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, what? Why? Why though? Why do that? But then again, you know, people just choose to do what they end up doing. Don't really need a reason. In the end, you never really get to understand it. I'm looking to own that whole block I live on. Oh, okay. Shoot. Yeah, but obviously this is gonna, you know, cause some sort of slowdown to that process. I hope you do well, man. I hope this like goes better, because this is like, it doesn't seem like, seems like a very difficult situation to have to freaking deal with. Dumbest thing was how she took me to her country and showed me where she and her relatives live. What do you mean the dumbest thing was? It's almost like that was a part of the I don't know. If you guys, you know, if it all is a ruse, obviously, and it seems to be it is, then that seems to have been a part of the plan, and it just, yeah. Yeah, there seems to be a lot more going on here, though. But I agree that's the best of her. Seems that way. So what are you gonna be able to do for now? How's it going, Ballpoint? They can't evict you? Well, that's good. I guess you're making enough to be able to, like, push that downward. So, like, they can't easily do that. Either that or you probably know something that they don't. I've been okay, Ballpoint. Could be doing better, but I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Oh, Divinity tonight? Oh, this is the Divinity. The same comic. Oh yeah, you know, it's just some other characters being introduced or being in the spotlight for a moment, but nah, this is the same comic. I mean, yeah, an OC for a background, for like a background character, I guess. Actually, couldn't I design this a little differently? Let me check. Drew it in this one of these books that I was working on. Had to be the blue book. Yep. Okay, so it does that, but it swoops down further. Okay. Okay. It's pretty cool. Oh, you passed me the music link on IG? I'll try it out for the next stream so far. I'm cool with this music at the moment. So I don't have time to like check it out right now. Thank you though. Very much appreciate it. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, how's everyone doing? I know Halo. I think Halo Infinite dropped, I think today. You guys been able to try that out? Though I know, a lot of people have been busy. Yeah, Halo. Halo Master Chief Halo. Halo Infinite, as they call it. You're a big Halo fan since the Xbox, the original Xbox? Nice. Well, I think Halo Infinite is actually free on PC. Something like that. A couple of my friends were trying to play it today, so I saw them kind of go at it in there. It's like a fun thing to try out. I've never really gotten into Halo, but I played it a bit before. So far, the only thing I can say about it is, my friends are having a really difficult time with the changes that they made. Essentially, what it looks like is, characters can take so much more damage than the previous versions. So it's almost like the people you're fighting against are kind of like bullet sponges. Like he actually, A friend of mine actually ran up to someone with a freaking shotgun, and they weren't even moving, right? So it wasn't even like it was a fight. This guy was standing still. He shot this man 3 times in the head on Halo, you know, with the shotgun, and it took all 3 shotguns point blank to the head to take this guy out. And I was just like, what? Like, in most shooters, you know, shotgun is one of the greatest weapons because it outputs so much damage. And yeah, this guy was just eating that damage. .150 cal should do it. You're a camper? Yeah. I don't know. I guess camping should work. I don't know. I played a little bit of Warzone today. Call of Duty Warzone. I am not good at shooters at all, but you know, I'll try to get used to them first. I'm not used to having to fly in on a parachute and then land and getting shot out the sky. It's like, but I'll get better, I guess, if I keep playing it every now and then. But yeah, I don't know. Halo is its own type of thing, and I guess everybody has to, you know, figure out how Halo works again, since they changed it a little bit. Well, on computer, heard people. Oh yeah, people definitely end up cheating, but it just came out like a couple hours ago, so hopefully they're not cheating that quickly. Aren't you a menace with your kamikaze rocket loadout? Yeah, I don't have that right now, man. I was looking for the launcher, the missile launcher and everything. I couldn't find it, but that's okay. Like, I'll find it eventually in the game, I assume. Probably not hard to find. I just haven't found it yet. Also, the maps are a lot bigger. So, yeah. Just gotta figure it out. Just trying to add some solid line weights before I move on from this part. Can easily separate foreground, middle ground, and background that way. Cool. I can add this. Well, maybe I should. I'll add the background in later. Yeah, man. I think they have a. I think they also have friendly fire on Halo or on the multiplayer thingy. So that could be it too. Yeah, that happened in the original too. Oh, word. Oh yeah, I think hold up. A long time ago, me and a friend sat at the opposite end of the map, sniper rifles. We're back. We're we're backed into dark crevices, and we just picked dudes off and got so mad that everyone just left. Oh, that's funny. I mean, yeah. I think that happened in Modern Warfare as well before. That's my favorite shooting game. Modern Warfare 2. I've seen that type of thing happen. Yeah, snipers are kind of just broken in these games. They're just so good. Word, I understood. Yeah, people, they want to get their wins in too, So when you set up a really dope plan, they're gonna leave and see if you can find someone else who's like on their level of expertise, because you guys are a little bit too good. I'm sure you guys knew you guys were doing something different. I'm sure y'all knew. We're school kids. Those guys were in their 20s. Yeah, man. You know what that means. They might have had too many obligations to be good. I don't know. I'm just making excuses for people. My bad, they were kids. Oh yeah, I would have left too. Y'all was mean. They came in there to have fun. Y'all was like, nah. We were in there teaching life lessons. Kids, keep your head down. Life comes at you fast. Oh my god. But did they learn? I mean, they left, so they didn't like that class. They wanted to go somewhere else. Y'all tried. Nah, y'all was just being mean. I think her face should be a little bit bigger here, so I think I'm definitely going to extend that a little bit. Odd though, 'cause I could have swore I mapped it out better than this. We should go downward a little bit more. Be a bit, but I've come to terms with my life choices. Oh my god. Yo, you and this man Jerry, man, y'all alright. Don't be villains, guys. I understand someone did this to you when you were younger on these games, but like, come on, guys. No, it doesn't look right. Yep. Oh my god. You're a Star Wars, or you're a Vader fan from Star Wars? Oh my god. Mr. Anakin, they're everywhere. What shall we do? Pulls out lightsaber. I mean, I too am a fan of Vader, but only for how he descends into Vader. Not much of a fan other than that. I think my favorite thing about some people's or some characters, like how they grow in the story, is when they notice, or when you see as a reader, the hypocrisy in the story or in the character's actions. So a person can claim they stand for something so much until someone, you know, they love, you know, does that thing that they said they would never, you know, be okay with or whatever, or the fact that they're willing to do the same type of action, you know, that caused them down their that downward spiral, if you will. It's interesting. Anakin was a child soldier. Anakin was not a child soldier. Alright, maybe Anakin was a child soldier. I mean, I guess, you know, maybe he was a child soldier, man, you know. They were going to use him from the start, of course. Hey man, they didn't have the money, man. You know, y'all know Jedis are like poor. Like, they couldn't afford to free his mom. Like, come on now. If they could afford to free Anakin's mom, then that means that Anakin could have afforded to free his mom. Cause like, at a certain point in time, you know, like, he was like one of the most popular, you know, Jedi. You know, like he had some bread. You know, he was working. He was taking out a lot of people. He was putting in the most people in jail. He was very legendary before he turned into Darth Vader. Actually never drawn Vader, actually. probably put him on the list. Trying Ahsoka now, though. It's funny, Ahsoka and Anakin or Darth Vader are my favorite two characters from Star Wars. His mother would, my child, his mother would be like, nope, my child is not fighting in your war for you. They could have bought her for free at any time. I don't know, man. It's like, nah, of course they could have, man. Let me get something to drink. Whoa. The heck? Jeez, was the cap loose? Dang. All right. Oh my god. Geez, I thought I was safe for a moment. Like, alright, like, that happened, but it wasn't too bad. Nope. It's okay. Alright, so for the most part... Oh wait, I gotta do these guys. These people. Alright, so she should be leaning her head back a little bit, but... she should be using her left hand, I think, to grab this. So... smoke should still be going up somewhere. Nice. Alright, there's this guy with this really big ridge here. Ridge on his forehead type area. So remember he had like shortcut hair from what I remember. though? Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's only been like an hour. Cool. When you just get tired of drawing the faces for a moment, you're just like, you know what? This guy's gonna have some glasses on. That's a little better. Alright, so any planned content for the channel? What I would like to do, what I would actually like to do is, I want to do like a, I want to do some stuff where I go through some books, honestly. I picked up a few books here and there, and I would like to talk about some of them. I think that's always fun to do, right? Like, here's what I picked up, you know, here's what I'm using it for, maybe type thing. Like I went to, keep bringing this up, but I went to Comic-Con, I picked up a few things. I would like to talk about some of those things anyway. But yeah, I haven't done that yet, but yeah, I would like to do some good old, like, flip throughs and, I guess some, what do they call it, reviews or whatever, about this book. If you follow any American comic book stuff, you know what this is. You know, House of X, Powers of X. Probably the best X-Men run right now. It's definitely one of the best X-Men runs, and it's really nice. The artwork in it is fantastic. This is one of the artists I've been paying attention to in the American comic book scene. Like on my top 5 list, though I always have to revise it because someone shows up out of nowhere and blows my socks off, you know. But the artwork, the guy who draws this, Pepe Larraz, and the colorist, when they combine, man, the work that they produce. Also, the writer is one of the best writers right now. You can get him on any book. What's his name again? His name is Jonathan Hickman. Yeah, the work is fantastic in my opinion. It looks great. It's easy on the eyes. The colors look good. The art style is great. It's just fine. Like, we got good line weights and everything as usual. Good designs. You know, again, it's hard to do this stuff sometimes, you know. You gotta design all these characters and make them look kind of appealing and stuff like that. But then you got this guy, you know, he's doing what he can, right? Like, this looks really nice. You know, I like these characters here. They're based on some Egyptian mythology, and they have a lot to do with Apocalypse. I'm not going to spoil it at all, though me flipping through it a little bit kind of spoils some of it. At the same time, I think it's a fantastic run, and the artwork, colors are great. So yeah, I would like to go through this book and talk about it. Kind of similar, obviously, to what I just did, but yeah, I have this, and I picked up some other things or whatever, but essentially that's the type of things that I would like to do on the channel. Other than that, I guess I could, I would like to make some content based on, like, manga. And, like, essentially, I don't know if I spoke about it, but I think I did, but essentially I want to make a video dedicated to what I believe it takes to produce a successful manga. or a successful comic at all. And I think it's important because a lot of people think that, you know, I think a lot of people think, oh, if I get really good at art or something like that, that'll be enough. Or, oh, my art's bad and that's why what I'm creating isn't good. You know, it's like, no, there's a lot of little intricate little things in there, but honestly, we have some good people that we can kind of reference now, that you can kind of look at and go, okay, what really makes this work? You know, like, oh, I got a nope. What happened? Why did I get a nope? I didn't bring it up before? Is that why I got a nope? But yeah, I feel like we have, carry the book. Oh, story. Carry the book. Exactly, right? Exactly. Story does carry the book. But art gets it in front of people, in front of people, right? Like, it doesn't matter how dope a concept sounds. Well, no, sometimes the concept is good enough, but sometimes a concept can just be really simple, you know? And then later it evolves, you know? But art is what gets it in front of people's faces, I would say. If you put something on the shelf, you know, with all the other competition next to it, it's the art that gets you to go, I'm gonna check this one out. This one looks interesting. Or this one sticks out from everything else. But once you open that book, it's the concept, it's the story inside that book that really take it as far as it needs to go. And that's why, like, you know, I always wanted to be better at art, but it's not the end all be all. Honestly, what I really want from my art is just the ability to get better than I am now. But all I have to do that is really try to do it. Like, just try. Everything else I'm dedicating to the storytelling, you know? And I don't know, it's very important that people understand that. Though I understand, you look at manga, you look at anime, you look at comics, sometimes you find people who are ridiculously good, you know? And again, that stuff is just to get you into it. It's just for you to click on it or open it up or check it out. But once you get there, it's the storytelling. It's not just the story, it's also the storytelling. It's not what the story is, it's how it's told, you know? Because you can take any story, no matter how big it is, and go, you know, tell it in, you know, from an order and be like, okay, here's the story, you know, and you just say what the conflict is, or do in broad terms, just say what the conflicts are, and then say how they were overcome or not overcome. And then you just summarize the story like that. But it's all because every story supposedly has been told already. So if that's the case, it's all about how you tell the story. If you can make it interesting, the journey from how the story starts to how the story ends, essentially, that's essentially the journey you're taking people on. I was reading Adventure Time art. Was that great? But Adventure Time great. Adventure Time art was great, but the story made you forgive the art. Oh, so the Adventure Time art wasn't really that great, but the story was better than the art. Nice. Yeah, I think, you know, competition is a bit rough in those regards, but at the same time, it's like, I want to make that video specifically because I think it'll be very helpful for people. A lot of people go, man, like, I gotta get better at art. It's like, but how much? How much better at art do you have to get? Is it, you know, do you have to get better at, like, oh man, like, I want to knock people's socks off with my art, right? You want to be like, oh man, I want to be able to do this really cool stuff where I want to do like really cool pictures with really good lighting and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but like the thing is, if you're telling a story, you want people to be interested in the story. You can make cool character designs that look cool, that might sell if you made them into toys and things like that. That's just icing on the cake all the time. The reason that, you know, the reason I would say most people who checked out both of these at this point can say that the storytelling is better in one of these, you know, it kind of shows. It's like I love Dragon Ball. I grew up with it, you know. I think that the action sequences in Dragon Ball Z are still in the top 10 for being some of the most easy to read and understand in the genre of comics itself. American comics, Japanese comics, manhwa, all that. Dragon Ball wins. Not wins, but it's up there. It's in the top 10, right? But when it comes to just having an overall better story, the storytelling of it, you know, once we get into Z, once we get into, you know, like, one of these has clearly better storytelling going on for it. And I would say only because someone understood that they were going to try and tell a long format story. Maybe it wasn't always that way, but they understood how to do it. And they just kept going. So, yeah. Let in on that call when you do it. There's so much to say. Oh, word. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I was just gonna do a standalone video, but that'd be dope. I could have another, you know, video where I bring in extra people and we can actually speak about it all together. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's important for people to know. Because, like I said, like, here's the cool thing, right? If you develop your art skills, right, enough, you'll be able to make money off of your art, right? You'll be able to put together an art portfolio or maybe some art prints and stuff like that, you know? And you'll be like, yo, like, I drew this really cool thing, you know, check it out, you know, like, would you like to buy it, you know? Like, that's what, you know, you can do with really dope art. But when you're doing storytelling, you're talking about, as far as comics go, you're talking about breaking down, you know, an interesting page layout, right? You're talking about, okay, you know, what's the concept of this whole story? And then how does this chapter fit into the context of that? And then when you get and see a page, you want to go, okay, cool, the art's dope. I can understand hopefully what's happening here, but something has to be actually happening. Something has to change, even if it's someone talking and someone has an expression beforehand where they're good, and then someone says something that makes them upset. Cool, that means people are going to be interested in what was said to make that person upset. Something has to happen, you know, every single page. And that gets people to, you know, hopefully read it, see what's happening. So, oh, and here's another thing I wanted to always speak about. I know I could definitely make a video on this now, but look, you know, I just like to talk about it sometimes. Your comic doesn't have to start off amazing. That's actually one of the best things about comics. Your comic does not have to start off just doing the most amazing, spectacular, you know, arc ever, you know. It can just start off just good, just okay, you know. Just do a good job with one chapter, your first chapter, and just build off of it. Anything you set up in your first chapter, you just start from there. You just keep going. One of the best things about comics is not only seeing someone's art improve over time, but also seeing their storytelling improve over time. So you don't need to, again, start off going like, oh my god, like, I love this one arc or these arcs here, or Full Metal Alchemist is so good, it's a masterpiece, I want to write this. And then next thing you know, you scrutinize your work so harshly that you never really start. You just kind of keep scrutinizing your chapter, and you didn't even release it yet. You might not even ever release it because you're too busy going, nah, I'm gonna redraw it. Nah, I'm gonna redo it. And it's like, okay, when you redo it, when you release it, are you gonna keep going or are you gonna be burnt out? You know, you gotta figure that out. That's why people watch soap operas in the day. Oh, in the day. Ah, yeah. I mean, I would say I am also like I've done that type of thing too. It took me forever to release like just my chapter 1. I was too busy trying to make it really good, but I would have to say I was going for something for that. But at the same time, I could have started a lot earlier. I think my friends, when I was in like high school or so, they were just kept trying to get me to release stuff. And they were like, what are you doing? I was like, I was practicing, practicing, What are you practicing? I'm drawing, I got to get better at drawing, because who would want to read what I have if my art's this bad or something, That's how I was thinking. When I didn't realize that the reason we really stayed there was not just good art. That's just looking at it from the artist point of view. And that's a very limited point of view. Because a lot of people don't consider themselves artists anyway. And yeah, a lot of people don't stay just for the art. But yeah, the two people I'd bring up, honestly, would be, like I said before, one from One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. And Hajime Isayama. Both people, a lot of people don't consider them to be amazing artists, but I would have to say they're great storytellers. Great. And the reason I don't bring up Eiichiro Oda is because people are funny when it comes to Oda. If I tell you Eiichiro Oda is an amazing artist, some people might actually turn their nose up and be like, excuse me, how? And when I look at it, I'm just like, I don't see how no one sees it. But since chapter 1, everything I've been taught, like when I go to Comic-Con and stuff and I get those portfolio reviews, he's doing everything from chapter 1. If he's doing everything that I've been instructed on from chapter 1, that man just, maybe he had help, obviously, it took him a while. I know he ended up drawing like at least 3 different one-shots and multiple versions of his first chapter before his first chapter was actually done, but after all that, he was gunning, he was going. I'm talking, something was happening every page, dynamic panel layouts and stuff like that, even though you don't need that. Nothing looked necessarily boring. An interesting and easy to tell who I'm looking at art style. Consistently different camera angles. Even when you have conversations, they're not boring to look at. What else was he also doing? Oh, freaking line weights. Foreshortening. He was doing everything already out the gate. And you telling me, like, people think Eiichiro Oda can't draw because of his shortcuts where he would fill in certain areas of like he would use shapes and then he would fill in areas completely black so he wouldn't have to worry about detailing them. It's like, but if you can tell that these guys are wearing pants and the pants are black, why does it matter that he's drawing all these pages a week on a week-to-week basis? Of course there are tactics like that. Even Dragon Ball had it. So I don't get it. I have a friend in mind that does comic reviews and thinks she'd love to get in on this conversation. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. I'll definitely set it up. Of course he would. That man was doing like 5 pages a day, right? That's a lot. It's a lot to have to do. Anyone who works in comics who's doing that many pages at a time definitely has their own techniques to like get ahead. So it's just interesting that people are like, yo, the guy who draws Dragon Ball, he can draw. The guy who draws One Piece, he can't draw. And I was just like, how? It's very interesting to me. That's interesting. Where the heck is my other pages? Must have moved them. Okay, there we go. Like, what? Okay, so it leans more up on this side. Then he would hand those people a pen and paper and say, I do 20 pages. But in the end, the day, see their sing. Yeah, of course they'll sing the same tune. See, it's weird. I think that there are definitely some. No, comics is a very rough medium. It's very competitive and it's difficult. I think it's dope when you can get paid to do it though. But like most people who do comics do not get paid to do it. But my problem is like, yeah, it's fun sometimes, but like it needs to just be seen as work. And when you don't see it as work, that's when you start like talking about things that you think should be easy, and it's like, it's not. There are people who definitely figured out how to make comics easier for themselves, but that doesn't mean it's that way for everybody else. And that's another thing I would like to speak about. Style. Where essentially, yeah, you eventually have to build your own style, but also your style needs to reflect what you want to go for, and also your style kind of works around your workflow essentially. So like if you don't have a decent workflow already, then your style could either speed up your workflow or slow it down, depending on where you are you know, as far as like your level on like drawing and stuff like that, or I would say storytelling. Nah, I got you. I understood what you meant. Okay, I think we're about done here. Let me see. Cool. Start putting on all these. Oh, thank you. I think it is as well. Okay. Dope. Appreciate it. Okay. think that's pretty decent. Alright then, I think this is where I'll actually cut it for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Really appreciate all the support, everyone. I'll put the frames on afterwards and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna start going through and finally labeling everything, because I haven't been doing that for some reason for a while, but yeah, I'm gonna start labeling things with the actual, you know, page number and the title and all that good stuff, because like, yeah. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys see the video. If you haven't already, I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually related to comic books and sometimes illustration. I'll be talking on topics such as comics and illustration from time to time as well. So those will be some of the types of videos you'll see come up other than the streams. And yeah, if you guys see any fan art on any of my social medias, definitely on Instagram, and you think you'd like to purchase it, I do most of my fan art traditionally, so message me with any one of them that you're interested in, and we can talk about a price, and I'll ship it to you. But yeah, thank you everyone so much. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace everyone.